Hello, everybody, and welcome back to One Piece of Me. My name is Nicole D'Agostino, and I am here today with Jburn and Devin. Guys, say hello.
What's up?
And I just want to say congratulations to the LA Rams. You guys are awesome. You obviously recognize the brilliance of One Piece and how amazing it is. So I love to see you guys getting on board. I know that the football fans are all probably lovers of the One Piece. As you guys well know, we're excited about it because we have a YouTube channel and we talk One Piece all the time. We love it so much that Jburn and I have been at it for the last 11 days straight, live streaming TikToks, Tickety Talks, live streaming all day, all night long, bringing the trading cards to you, nerding out over your amazing pulls. We'll be alt art seekers and manga seekers, which we have scored already, and you've got to get on there and follow us. So OP Keepers, thank you so much for being fans. Thank you for being fans of One Piece of Me. I think we are absolutely scoring the treasure, and we hope that you continue to follow, share, like, comment, do all the things that you know the One Piece Empire is all about, and that is unity. Let's come together, let's live our life, let's live our dreams, and let's tell our stories together. One Piece, one love, One Piece. It's been so amazing. Like I said, I'm here with Jburn. We've been having like a party in a box every night and just been so many fans loving you guys. So here I am today. We're going to be talking about, I think it's episodes 57 forward. We left off with the last podcast, me, talking about Nami and her joining the crew. And we're going to jump into really just talking about not just how much we love the show, but jumping right into where the fans are at when now they've just left Arlong Park and they're moving forward and they're out on the sea. Some quick things happen, like with a celestial dragon and a little girl named Apis. And those are things that are cool to remember because, as you know, the trading cards are showing us all the characters come to life. So kind of after we hit that point, we're like living in Wonderland with the story of, the song, and the song is living in Wonderland with the lyrics. It's an awesome song. We definitely get a chance to get to the Grand Line. And when we get there, we are now introduced to a couple of other characters, Crocus, which is a lighthouse keeper, and of course, Laboon. And I just wanted to mention Laboon before we really get into the other things that we're going to talk about, because Laboon is somebody that definitely comes back around, not just a somebody, but
What, a whale?
Oh, whale, what a whale.
Yeah, he's a whale.
He's a whale. And he's all banged up, too, because he's waiting for his friends to come back after they've been waiting forever, because he wanted to go out, on an adventure with them, but of course he had to stay behind. So he's waiting for his friends. It's a cool spot. I love Laboon. He's on the card.
No, it's a great spot. So Laboon is a whale who's like kind of in the way of entering the Grand Line.
Yes.
And what Luffy does before he leaves is he marks Laboon with his Jolly Roger.
Yeah.
So now anybody who enters the Grand Line is going to see Luffy's Jolly Roger and know that Monkey D. Luffy was here before them.
Yeah, he's definitely on his way. It is epic. That definitely takes
like pirate graffiti.
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah.
And that, like, he marked it. That's his territory. Like, Laboon is his. So if you mess with Laboon, if you mess with Crocus, like, you have to deal with Luffy because he will hear about that.
Yeah. And of course now the Straw Hat crew has headed out, and they've now approached Drum Island, correct? They're headed to Drum Island because Nami is sick. The fight she was in, she had her shirt halfway up. She got bit by a tick, got back on the boat, and of course now she's sick, and the crew is now, with Nami's life in danger, in search of a doctor. And so they wind up on Drum Island.
Luckily.
Before we get to that point, we are introduced to the Mr. 1, 2, 3, 4 who are hanging out with the Mr. and Mrs. We've got Miss All Sunday, and we've got Miss Merry Christmas.
So we get introduced to Baroque Works for the first time.
Yeah.
And we have to, I remember that Mr. was it 3 was giving him problems?
Yeah, that's the candle waxer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're on an island called Little Island. and there's giants on it.
Yeah, something like, yep.
Right? So they get out of there, I guess, and while they're on there, that's where we meet some of those characters, and also we're introduced to Vivi, and Vivi is on this island because she's trying to get to the bottom of who's trying to take down her kingdom.
Yeah, Vivi, we get introduced to the princess for the first time, and we see her dedication to her country. She is looking for wrongs to right, and she's low-key, like, strong. She's strong. Like, for now, she's very strong. She's very competent, and she's a very capable fighter. So Vivi, yeah, her intro is pretty nice.
It is, and especially, you know, girl power again. We've got Nami now, you know, as part of that crew. And I think what's really special is that Vivi and Nami really create a very special relationships and bond. It's that sisterly love that they show to each other while fighting alongside of each other.
Yeah.
And, you know, Nami is totally on board with helping Vivi, you know, try to save her kingdom in Alabasta. That's where we're headed to after we try to, you know, fight off the people that she's trying to go under. She's been undercover for her country. As a princess, she decided she was going to take it upon herself to go undercover for her country. And so she gets to the island because, you know, she's pretending to be one of them because now she knows who's behind it. And of course, you know, we'll introduce that character and talk about that character as well. But what's great about the relationship between Vivi and Nami is, like I said, is that we are now introduced to the second real woman power, woman strength, woman beauty, not just outside beauty, you know, in Japanese anime, and I'm sure the actors and, you know, the live action.
What does she go by when she's undercover? Miss Wednesday?
You know, that's a good question. I don't think I remember that. It might have been Miss Wednesday.
That would be my guess. It's been a second, but yeah, we get introduced to her, and then Miss All Sunday. Yeah, so we get introduced to two powerful women in this. Yep. Along with Miss Doublefinger and stuff. So yeah.
Lots of great characters. Mr. One, Mr. Two, Miss Doublefinger. We did that at the same time. We do a lot of Jinx stuff together, you and I.
It's just because
it's been a
double
cool
finger. That's what she does.
She's Jburn, like... and actually, since the day we've met, like I can't go a day without my Jburn. I don't know, but it's it's really hilarious that like he's just been really. As soon as I was like, hey, do you want to like be on the crew and get on the ship and go on this adventure with us? Yes. He was like, yeah. Yes, I do.
First mate, baby. Let's go.
That's right. We're having like
holding down the Zorro position.
One Piece is a party in a box for us all day, all night long, just having a good time. But like I said, we love it so much because we have a passion for it. We see that, you know, recognize it for such great
I've been watching it for like 10, 15, since I saw it on Toonami. So yeah, it's always been there. Yeah, it's always been there for me. So I'm glad that there's more and more and more. Because before we just had the anime and the manga. Now we have the trading card game. We have the live action. We have professional sports teams showing love, which was a great call for them because we all know LA is like the most popular place in America for animes, for the conventions. So
for the people who aren't me, of course, what did they do? What did the Rams do?
So they had a One Piece night. They were giving out packs. They had like merch and stuff. It was just dedicated to like One Piece in general. It was pretty cool.
The team must be into it.
Yeah. The team must be
a lot of people.
Somebody
on
the team. Owner, maybe some of the players, or they just saw that it is a really great opportunity right now. It's just, I mean, One Piece is a cash cow right now. It really is.
I hate to stereotype, but I'm thinking like
I hate to say that, but it is
one of the like really old white people owners that are like, One Piece. Let's do a whole thing about it for the team.
Yeah, someone probably just told them, and they were like, "Yo, everyone loves One Piece." I mean, and it's one of those things that's like, it's been deep down. It's been like hidden. Like people 5 years ago would troll you if you're like, yeah, One Piece is my favorite. They're like, bro, there's so many other options. Like it's been going so long. It's not even that good.
Yeah,
like,
I'm not even jumping in. It's going on too long. I'm not going 1,000 episodes and committing to that.
Yeah, now it's way beyond that. It's to the point where people are like, okay, I do see what you mean sometimes. Like, okay, that was cool.
Right.
Okay, this is cool. Oh, wow, I like that.
Right.
And then you got people who are like, oh, I've been watching forever, which maybe they have, maybe they haven't been. It doesn't matter to me. But it's undeniable now that like...
It is undeniable.
He's the guy. The big three is gone. Like, One Piece is still alive. Naruto, not around anymore. We have Boruto, which... I haven't seen it. Yeah, I don't know. And then Bleach, we do have some Bleach going on, but like, bro, they took a 15-year hiatus, like a 10-year break. So, I mean, it's One Piece, man. No one can replace that. And now the thing about Oda is he is a competitor. Yeah, he's a competitor. So when he sees these other animes doing these things, these cool things, of course he's going to step up his game. Of course he's going to like stay relevant. So yeah, I'm head over heels for it. And we're at Drum Island, is where we're at in the anime right now.
They get off Little Island. All this stuff goes down. Some giants are just fighting against each other for honor. They've got to get past this point and everything.
So that's those two
where all
giants.
The Mr.
What are their
Ones
names?
and everybody come into play, and Mr. 2 and Mr. 3, and of course Bon Clay is
that's
one
an
of those.
important Usopp moment, by the way.
You know, he comes back around. I'm at the point now, fast forward to 460, and it's getting better and better, but when I go back and I look at the reruns and I watch them again, I love it. I'm just like so enthralled, and I love to see it over again. Chopper comes into play on Drum Island, like I said, after they leave Little Island, and of course we're not giving too many spoiler alerts, but we are talking about the joy of it and the passion we have for these characters. So we get to Drum Island, where Chopper of course is, and we need a doctor for Nami, and they find out from the village people that there is a doctor on the island, just this one, Dr. Dr. Kareka. And what I think that all the fans are waiting to see now in the live action is who that actress is going to be, and I know a lot of them have got their favorite picked out already. So if you're listening, Jamie Lee Curtis, of course, we want you to. We think he would be perfect. I think that's an amazing character, and one that I think you would really give a lot of love to. I could say another one that I think would be really great to play this character would be Madonna, and I say that because I am a huge Madonna fan. She is always reinventing herself. She's been an amazing artist and creative through all of these years. She brings I don't know if
she can handle the
depth. I think she might be able to. She's been in some movies before. Maybe you're not a fan, maybe you are, but I bet if they brought that back around, I think a lot of the people who started watching this, back 24 years ago, when of course Madonna, of course, they're all famous, they're all popular, but I'm just saying, I love both of those characters. I love both of them.
I think they'll give it to Jamie Lee. The fact that she made it publicly known that she's interested in the role. I wanted to throw my 2 cents in because we're podcasting, I feel just letting you know. Good luck, Madonna. Your hat's in the ring. Good luck.
The narrator thinks you can.
That'd be cool, though. I'm not gonna lie. Anybody they bring in.
I'm in the music biz. I got to give my girl some props up there. She was an influencer of me, and when I was younger, I was dancing
any big people they bring in
my living room with my brush,
especially for small roles.
I could be Madonna. Maybe one day. But I can't sing.
But yeah, that would be cool. Like, you get a big person to play a small role, and you leave the big roles for these newer actors and actresses. Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
I like when a big actor comes in humbly to do a quick, like, hey, I'm just here because I love this.
That's something I always enjoyed that they kind of still do with Star Wars. With even in the movies back in the day.
I know who really does a good job, Matt Damon. He'll just hop in. He'll just
anywhere.
It's so good. Like Thor.
And Star Wars has always done this for the original movies, the new movies, the shows, where it's like smaller actors are playing the big parts.
Yeah,
and then they have bigger actors that have little random cameos, or maybe there'll be a villain or something. Or
pave the way for the new generation. It just makes sense for the One Piece. It
absolutely does. And one of the things I think that is really special about the show is that actually comes into play as a lesson in the show. Garp shows up, and then somebody else shows up, and they're like, "Look, man, you got to give these kids their moment." I know Rayleigh was like, it's time for them. Who are we to stand in their way? You've got to step aside and let the next generation do
and
what
Shanks says it a lot too. He's like, what are you afraid of the new generation?
That's super important. Yeah, exactly. And that's why I think, all the people who recognize how beautiful and liberating and free that this show is and how it makes us feel. We definitely have a One Piece goal in life. I think we're all looking for
everybody wants that liberation moment. And that freedom.
Yeah, everyone is feeling totally upset right now, I think, with all of the things going on all around us. We still have our here, of course, in our country, we are very, very blessed still amongst the many to be able to still do what we love to do, be able to put our best foot forward, apply ourselves, really work hard on making our dreams come true. If we can make that happen, then we get to that playing field where we can really make some solid changes that we really want to do that, universally. And I think that's where it really like leads to. That's the treasure for me. I've got the $1 billion berries in my eye. I would love to take what we do here, get it out there, influence and motivate others, be inspiring, have some people under us. Yes, absolutely. It's all about, being able to have an apprentice and be able to teach them and show them and guide them. And, let's spread that out and let them go on and become masters and have their apprentices to go out and do good as well. We can make that a snowball effect. And that's what I really believe in, especially with jumping onto this right now, is I really wanted to take this moment, to take the beat, not just to talk about the show, but to talk about the wisdom and the inspiration that it gives. And it falls right in line with this because we're talking about Chopper, and Chopper is the apprentice of Dr. Korecki. Mm-hmm. And that's what's going on. He is a little blue-nosed reindeer, but he ate the human fruit.
Yeah, like a pretty
fruit.
Rare fruit. I wonder what it would have done to a human.
It's very snowy, very cold on the island.
Legendary.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of cold going on. Nami meets, Chopper for the first time when she's,
we get introduced to Chopper, the doctor. Yep. We get introduced to Dalton and Wapo.
And also the bunnies, the crazy rabid bunnies.
Quick
Great training.
Quick tangent. Speaking on what you just said about wonder what it would do to a human, that had me thinking, like, what would it do to a human? Because we've talked in the past about how devil fruit sort of have this unexplained mind of its own.
We'll never know what it, unless Oda said it in an SBS. Yeah. We'll never know.
But they sort of have their mind of its own, right? In a sense. So like,
yeah, they do. They have their own will.
What if it was eaten by a human? It would just be a different fruit. It would just do it something different.
It would still be the human, but like, what would it do? It maybe would just give them different forms, like it did Chopper, so they'd be able to go like strong legs, strong arms, like bigger body.
It's called something, Jburn, and I couldn't remember the name of it. He has seven. He has 7 different changes that he can make with himself.
Yep.
And things that he can do. Now I know guard point is one of them, right? Because we play that card in our game.
Yeah, guard point, arm point. I mean, he's got jumping point. Like, there's a bunch of different ones.
Okay, but I don't think I remember all of them.
No, I don't remember.
All right, so if you guys know all the 7 different morphs that Chopper can do, put it in the comments.
Yeah,
Make sure you're liking and subscribing and following our channel. To your fans, like I said, we're talking all things One Piece, and of course, I'm here with Jburn and my great cameraman, Devin Merchant. We're all excited to be here. So that's what's cool about this, is that they've gotten to the point where they recognize they need somebody else on the crew. They recognize that person,
that they're always getting beat up.
Somebody or something needs to be a doctor. So they've got this apprentice who's now freaking out because Nami is all like woken up and she's feeling okay, and now she's like, who are you? And then Sanji and Luffy, who have brought Nami to the doctor, have been injured on the process of getting that. They wake up, they see Chopper, they're starving. All Luffy's thinking is meat. So now Chopper's freaking out because he's running around the castle where he lives in the dead of snow and freezing, and they're running around after him. Yeah. And they've just come off a boat. They're barefoot. They're like freezing through their guts. So anyway, we're at that point where now, Vivi is, kind of sidetracked from getting to Alabasta to take care of Nami. They're learning about Chopper's backstory, that he ate the human devil fruit, that he was already an oddball amongst his kind as a little reindeer with a blue nose. And I want to for just a second to say how amazing that the holidays are here and that this amazing gift collection is out right now from Bandai. It is the gift collection 2023 for the trading cards, and the alt art that's in here is a really, really cool Chopper Santa Claus. It's Tony Chopper.
Yeah, you can
Claus,
get them.
And it's so cool that this could be a pack where you get 3 cards in the pack, and one of them could be Tony Chopper Claus.
Yeah, we're not sponsored by One Piece yet.
We're not, but I just wanted to mention that to the fans. I thought it was really special since we're talking about Chopper.
Yeah, do you have one?
He's on. I do have one actually, and I also thought it would be fun at the end of this video to open this box together, you and I.
Oh, okay.
Would you like that? Because I have a case of them put away. I keep those. And then this is one that I wanted to open and share and give them to a few people so that they could keep them in their collections too. So how do you feel about that?
That sounds like fun.
All right, let's do it. So yeah, like, you know, I mean, immediately as soon as Monkey D. Luffy finds out that Chopper has these great, you know, devil fruit powers, he's like, wow, that's
He
so
still wants to eat
cool.
him. He always wants to eat him. If they run out of food, his first suggestion is let's eat Chopper.
But definitely he was like, that dude should be on our ship. We needs to be on our crew. So now they're trying to talk Chopper into going, and Chopper's got a backstory.
Yeah, Chopper's got a not really maybe like the least sad backstory though. Like, I mean, he had the Rudolph story going where all the other reindeers didn't want to play with him and they used to laugh at him, call him names. They never let him join in any of those games, so it's like crazy. But
Genius. So Oda genius, I have to just say.
no, and that's what he does
Devin's
though.
laughing behind the camera.
That really is what he does. He takes what he likes, what he knows, and he transforms it. Yeah, like he runs it through his Oda brain and makes it One Piece for us. So like, yeah, you will find comparisons like that all the time. I know I was joking, but like,
it's
a parallel.
That's why I love it.
I'm just thinking about Rudolph though, and it's like that meme of yeah, you copied my homework, just don't make it obvious. He sings Rudolph, he's like blue.
Yeah.
Turns the nose blue.
Yeah, I mean, he does his thing, like, and we love it because, yeah, that's why we're so drawn into it though, because all of these parallels and all of these references, like, we just know, like, so One Piece is our world. It's just a lot bigger, about 3 times the size of our world, and it's a lot more like, yeah, it
fantastical, and the thing is,
a little bit more magical, really.
Yeah, so really more magical. And the thing is he almost really has the entire world looking at this through a looking glass. Like, take a good look at yourselves. Because this is what you look like, and this is what it feels like, and this is what it is what it should be, and this is what it is. So watch out for this and pay attention to this moment too, because this is what everybody in the world is feeling. So I hope that you're here to get that message, and I think that's why we all agree that Oda is a prophet, because he did take something that was an incredible story, which is the story of us,
the world, and he wrote it down again, like, which is just wild. But yeah, so Chopper's our guy. We want him to join the crew. I say we like I'm on the Straw Hats, like. But yeah, they wanted him to join the crew, so you know you got to convince him to join the crew. Nobody ever wants to join the Straw Hats, apparently, like except for Robin. Yeah, so. We
so
get
she's on the ship
our
now at this point.
Think about it, though.
Not yet.
Okay.
She'll join.
Think about it though. Would you, if you were just doing your thing?
No, because Luffy is a madman. Nobody wants to get sucked into his chaos. Like,
it would take a lot of convincing. He'd have to save you.
You have to be strong.
Wait a second. What are you doing here, Jburn?
You know what else?
I was like, hey, do you want to come along? And you were like, okay.
The only other person
there was no
who
resistance
wanted
here. This was like super easy.
Yeah. Well, I need my crew. I need my crew for sure. And
you too, Devin. I was like, do you want to get on the crew with me? And you were like, yes.
We're building a crew.
That sounds like a great idea. I actually know some people. Yeah. Okay.
Good impression of me.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, when you have like-minded goals and like-minded things, yeah, you gotta put them together. Find like-minded people and work with them. That is how you achieve.
But here's the thing, Nicole. You're different because you're not a little boy with stretchy powers and a straw hat. You're not getting into fights with
no, if
Marines.
a 17-year-old kid came up to me and was like, hey, do you want to join me? And I'd be like, bro, you like don't even know how to add yet. Like, you're a child.
Taxes, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, you're a child, dude. I can't join your team. Like, nah.
So I want to say that that was thank you. That is actually very flattering, and I appreciate it. Like I said, you know, the little kid in me thinks I'm still like Luffy, just starting out on this adventure. And
he's like an actual child. Like, he's really a boy. Like, it's crazy. Good. It's crazy.
And like I said, I think I'm having more of the connection to Nico Robin, which of course, comes into play because lately I feel like I have had many hands coming off of my arms extended.
Right now, you might only know her as Miss All Sunday.
Miss All Sunday. Mm-hmm. But yeah, like I said, Miss All Sunday's floor.
Yeah,
it was a floor devil fruit, so she can extend her hands out in many different directions and extend her hands off of her limbs, which is a kind of pretty cool power. And like I said, I felt like that all week, just trying to juggle all the things and reach out and really hands-on touch everybody that I've been in contact with this week and trying to build and form relationships with, and I've had the most amazing experiences, so it's been cool. But Chopper does have a backstory, like Jordan was saying. Jburn was explaining how, he was, an outcast, an oddball amongst oddballs for his kind, and he came across another doctor who seems to have the character of a kind of a witch doctor, maybe, or not maybe a witch doctor, but a charlatan maybe impression that the other people are having in the village, but really he's trying to discover something.
Well, he met were they a couple? What's her name? The doctor, the older guy doctor, and
Dr. Kareka?
Yeah, are they?
I don't think so. I don't remember that in the show. Maybe they knew each other and worked together and supported each other as doctors on the island. But really, it was that doctor who found Chopper in a moment where Chopper needed somebody and needed help. And he kind of adopted Chopper in, and he was a little insane.
Taught him the ways of medicine.
Yeah, took him on as an apprentice. So we're basically, like I said, we're at Drum Island. We've got Chopper. We get Chopper on board, of course. He joins the crew, and now we're back on course with Nami in the game, and she's back on the ship, and now we're on our way to Alabasta to try to see if we can help our good friend Vivi, the princess, to help save the country.
They dealt with Wapple real quick, helped put Dalton in charge of Drum Island, and it was a slight hassle to get Chopper to join. He joined like last second as they were leaving. But yeah, then we head out to Alabasta where the story gets really good.
Yeah.
We also were introduced to Ace a little bit. He was shown that he had been at Drum Island a bit before looking for Luffy.
Yep.
And
Quirkus D Ace.
They mentioned the Will of D.
Yep.
What the doctor mentioned that and explained that a tiny bit. And they mentioned the Reverie for the first time, which is the meeting of the 50 global leaders of the world. And they go there, I guess it's like House of Reps or something, 50 leaders around the world. They go every 4 years. They make this, actually, I don't even know if they make decisions, because every time they show them there, they're literally not doing anything except sitting around talking about Luffy.
Yeah, I mean,
like that's what they do every 4 years. Like.
And they break it up into, like you were saying, all of these different divisions, and the parallelisms are there because you've got pirates on the sea, good ones and bad ones. So let's just put it out there. So Marines are needed, but the Marines can be corrupt. So we've got this introduction of this government that was looked to be put in place to do the right things, but then of course from both sides.
Yeah, we saw with Arlong Park, how easy it is to pay a Marine not even that much money, and he'll let you do whatever you want.
Yeah, and that's kind of the point that was, like I said, with the parallels going on. We know that there are 7 warlords. They break it down. There's so many educational parts in this show as well. When it gets to the doctor, they actually talk about different medicines.
Yeah, they have to break it down
days
for
of
us.
Old. But look at the writing that Oda put into it with, like I said, having some education of really putting into some of those scenes.
He really does his research.
The doctor and the medicines and the plants, and he really references things that are real, that really have the parallels. That puts it in place too. How they treated people in the past, what types of diseases were out there. That was a cool thing too to see. And then, like you said, not much convincing, or a lot of convincing, but in the end, Chopper joins and they're on their way to Alabasta. And when they get there, it's like the desert. So we see Ace looking for, Luffy in the end there, and now everybody's heading over to Alabasta.
Yeah, they get there and it looks like Dune, like straight up. It is a desert wasteland. And
there's no water. And the reason there's no water is because of a very evil reptile, one of the 7 warlords, who has come in and tricked the king and the people, or at least some of them.
Yeah, the people mostly. Yeah, he's good. He's real good. I mean, he's been there. How long was he there? A couple of years. Slowly drying up the desert, which was already relatively
dry, but
in certain places, it was already pretty dry. So he's there for years building his little company, which I love. I love when the villains are they're just building things.
Baroque works until it doesn't. I've been saying that a lot. Baroque works until it doesn't.
It was great. Yeah, we get there. We're stuck on a desert. We have to venture with Vivi. Thank goodness if we didn't have Vivi with us, who knows? That would have been 50 extra episodes. Like, we meet Ace for the first time, really, and that was awesome. Ace reuniting with Luffy.
Yes.
And Ace gets to show off his stuff a couple of times.
That was pretty cool, yeah. Fire Fist Ace.
Yes.
He ate, I don't know what the gum or the, I don't know what the devil fruit, the flame fruit.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's when everybody finds out that it's his brother. And he also gives Luffy the piece of paper. Yeah, and Nami sews it into his hat for him.
Yeah,
that was a good detail, too.
Yeah, from there, what happens? I mean, we make our way. There's so much that happens because they have to go to a bunch of little smaller areas that are like just deserted or just completely wasted.
Well, they've come onto a new island and they're coming in contact with the villagers and the person who's in charge of this and the person who's trying really hard to save it from this end, and then of course the people who are draining it. And so they're coming across all the same types of situations. They get to an island, they're wandering around, Zoro's in the opposite direction. Everybody finds themselves together fighting off what they need to fight off.
It's a lot of fighting, a lot of desert fighting where they meet some sand pirates, which is wild because it's just pirates who have a ship that moves on sand.
Yep. Pretty cool imagery and graphics and art all to do with that as well.
Yeah, we see a bunch of fantastical animals that have like tons of personality. So that's going to be really interesting to see translated in the live action.
Yeah,
because that's going to.
And everybody's excited for the obviously Chopper moment when we see Chopper in season 2. We're really
get to
looking
see Chopper,
forward to that.
Vivi, Ace, and Robin, and our main villain, who we haven't even said his name yet, but he's vicious. Yeah. I really liked him. We thought Arlong was mean and bad and big, and then we get introduced to the 7 warlords and we get to see their power for the first time.
Yeah, and it's pretty crazy. I'll let you go ahead and tell everybody who it is.
Yeah, it is Crocodile. And I think Luffy gets introduced to him very early in Alabasta, and he gets to fight him within the first like 20 episodes they're there. Which
makes Luffy feel really, really good. I mean, he's not really happy about having to go in and do it, but if he's got to do what he's got to do, he's like, let me just go after it and get this done. So and that's Luffy basically his thing. He's wasted. Like, let's just do this.
like he often does the first time he fights a main villain, he just gets thrashed. No
parallelism.
Contest.
Once you try something the first time, you may get bashed up, but you take that, you insert it into what you already know, and then you experience the moment where you experiment. And then all of a sudden you're like, I think I'll try this next time. A little better.
Yeah, it was wild. We get introduced to a revolutionary army. We get introduced a little bit to the actual Revolutionary Army, and then to the Alabasta Revolutionary Army,
which is Koza.
A separate sect.
Also, and a great card in the trading cards. But Koza is one of Vivi's best friends from way back, right? They grew up together on the island. He didn't, he tried to talk to Vivi a couple of times about what was going on, and nobody was listening to him. And then, of course, she disappears because she's undercover, and he's like, okay, so now it's up to me to try to see if I can put something together. We're going to have to revolt against the king because they've been tricked, thinking that it's the king. Holding back from the villagers, and the princess is nowhere around. He can't reach anybody. They had no choice but to revolt.
Yeah, this arc was wild. They didn't know
what was going on.
We were introduced to a substance called Dance Powder, I believe it's called. And essentially, this powder can create rain just by sprinkling it around. But when you do that, it sucks up the moisture from other regions around you and causes them to dry out. So Crocodile, being a sand man, took advantage of the terrain and the dance powder. What he was able to do was, along with his crew, Baroque Works, which he did go out and recruit good people for. He even tried to recruit Zoro. And Zoro said, yeah, if I was number 1, I'd join you.
Yeah, it was actually going out and getting a corrupt member of an agency and then cross-referencing that with a hitman. And then he sent those 2 out, Mr. 1 and somebody else, Mr. 2 and somebody else, and Mr. 3. So he got these like teams of assassins together who probably had like ex-military, or whatever, or they were bad guys with bad powers or whatever the case was. So that's what's cool too, because, you know, we know that corruption has those levels and has those things. Any kind of mafiosa, or, you know, any kind of thing that you're going to watch, he was a don for sure, or something going on in the world. That's like really what we got a chance to see, the breakdown of all that too. Like I said,
and just how intense some of these villains are. So he had what, 9, 10, a dozen people under him, right? Very capable people. I mean, Das Bones, and his number 1 was a blade man. He was made of steel.
You know what else we got introduced to?
What?
Snail mail.
Snail mail?
Weren't we first introduced to the little snail with the snail mail? It was like
oh, the transponder snails.
Pere 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 pere. Pere 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 pere. Pere 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 pere.
Yeah, we get introduced. So transponder snails are actually a super interesting thing. The way their name actually, like the Japanese name he calls them, actually means like electric and snail. So they're like electric snails, and snails in real life, I guess, some of them can generate an electric current. So they are based off of like real life snails. And so that is like
the genius of the small little things that a lot of people might not notice.
Well, we're set in like the 1500s. Like we're in like 1590. So
how is he going to create something that was magically fantastical, but made sense? And it does.
Aren't they like phones? Is that what they are?
They're phones, like, but they're also they're voice and video and communication.
Video. How does video work?
Because they just through their eyes what they see they can transpond.
And they're all decorated cool to go with whatever they're with.
Okay, I understand the eye seeing video part, but what about display? How do they display it? Just on their belly, like on their little snail.
I think
belly?
they shoot it out of their eyes. They project out of their eye. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. And you'll see that. Wow. You'll see that more and more, especially in the Paramount War. Yeah.
The whole story is a cross between what was and what could be.
Gotta stand up real quick, Mom.
All right, we got a technical difficulty. Jburn needs a quick break, and that's okay because, like I said, here's a little one piece of me. Like I was telling you guys, I'm so excited that you guys are following the show, that you're subscribing, that you're liking, that you're commenting. Please share this with others. It is a great time for us to be able to come here and talk about all things One Piece.
Yeah,
and
it really
of course,
is.
I always love to pay One Piece stuff forward. We've been talking a lot about the show. I think we're at like episode 60 or 84 at this point too, when we hit Alabasta, and I didn't know if you wanted to go any further into it, but I did want to take a moment to just say
that depends on you if you want to go further in, because we can break down more of Crocodile and his team and the fights that happen between Baroque and Straw Hats.
All right, well, let's do it. Let's dive right into that.
All right. I'm gonna let you. Do you remember what fights happened? So we had a couple of fights happen between Baroque Works and the Straw Hats. Especially early, we saw Mr. 3 and them bothering Luffy before they even got to Alabasta.
Then who took on Miss Doublefinger?
Miss Doublefinger, that was Nami. Nami got to fight Miss Doublefinger.
Okay, that was with the power of the finger. She was like throwing spears.
And that was, she could take her body and like extend it and make it sharp. And so she was able to like poke through things with extremely strong.
And we saw Miss Merry Christmas like a mole going through like the ground and coming back up and fighting too. I think that was an Usopp fight because he was trying to hit whoever.
Usopp and Chopper got to fight together, yes, which was wild. But back to the Nami real quick. That was her first fight in the anime. That was the first time she was pitted against somebody of equal or greater strength than her.
Did she have her rod?
She did, and she had absolutely no idea how to use it until the last seconds. Well, because Usopp is, he's a trickster.
Yeah.
So a lot of the things that were happening with her rod was doing like magic tricks and silly things that weren't helping her in a fight at all. And as she like remembered all the instructions, she like was able to piece together things that it could do on her own, with her innate, knowledge of weather and stuff like that.
It's pretty cool, actually. Like I said, we're getting all these educational moments where they're talking about the weather, they're talking about medicine, they're talking about nutrition, they're talking about health.
And that's big info right there. Like,
fantastic.
Teaching you, I mean, you should know that like when cold air and hot air come together, you can create a typhoon.
Sure. But it's going to stick even more when it's like your favorite character's telling you on the screen. You know what I mean? Of course, that's going to stick more with kids.
Yeah, it's super awesome how he uses real life physics and he uses
I mean, even into the future with where they've come with that superpower, and I say superpower because it's not really a superpower. Nami didn't eat any fruits, but she's got this, she's skilled, and now she's skilled in an area, with the weather. And I think other kids and people that are out there, are inspiring a whole generation of kids who may want to look into meteorology, blah, blah, blah,
maybe
meteorology. So that's something,
She does have a superpower. You know what it is? Plot armor.
Plot armor, yeah. Well,
the whole crew, technically, that's their superpower.
Yeah. We don't actually know that the rest of the crew has plot armor. I'm not even sure Luffy has plot armor because like he's pushing his body to the extent every single time.
The show's still going, ain't it?
It is.
I think it'll still go. If he drops, I think we'll still get 10 episodes afterwards. Like, I mean, we're good for 10 post Luffy death if that were to happen. If that were to happen,
I will kick you off that stool.
I mean,
no, Luffy's going nowhere.
We'll see.
But,
yeah, Usopp's going nowhere. People who are hinting at Usopp's, no, you're wrong. Usopp's not dying. He will be a dealer of death. He will not be dying. Like. Yeah, too many people think Usopp.
Getting ahead.
Yeah.
Usopp.
I mean, we could keep it on the Usopp because Usopp and Chopper got to fight together. So this is also Chopper's first real fight pitted against an enemy of equal or greater strength. And yeah, that wasn't my favorite fight at all. I like the Nami fight more.
But this is your favorite character, right?
Yeah, Usopp's my guy. He just like is not reliable in a fight as shown.
This is for you, Jburn, as a thank you from me. See, I like to give things
my
away
Usopp collection is growing. I can't wait to show y'all. But yeah, so Usopp and Chopper end up fighting two mid-level, kind of low-level members of Baroque.
Who does Zoro wind up fighting?
Mr. One.
Mr. One. Yes. Okay.
1 versus 1.
It's Zoro.
And yeah, Usopp gets his ass handed to him.
Nice.
I don't remember. I can't remember what Usopp did.
Like the LA Rams.
Luckily Chopper's there. Chopper is a beast. He definitely kind of takes control of that fight. Usopp uses a little bit of brains. But yeah, man, that fight was chill.
So cute, right?
Yeah.
DOS Bones, Mr. One versus Zoro was probably the best fight. Zoro really had to level up and step up. He was faced against an opponent, definitely greater strength than him.
Yes.
DOS One Mr. One had the power of like
the sword, the steel.
Steel. Yeah.
Gun.
So his body, or it was like blade. So his body was as hard as steel.
Right, and he could shoot it out. And make his arms and everything, and he could
on his body was a sword. So Zoro had to fight somebody who basically could wield as many swords as he could,
and he had to figure out how to be able to cut through with the swords that he had.
Yeah, which
how
none
he
of them
could
are rare
use the
yet,
power to cut through it.
Mm-hmm. So he had to step up, basically taken to the brink of death, where he felt a new sensation, just
of accomplishment.
And my favorite, he felt a new sensation of like being. And so he was able to tap into the strength because, I love the little flashback they do with him and his master where he goes, watch this, Zoro. And he cuts out a piece of paper and he doesn't cut it. He doesn't cut a piece of paper with a sword.
I do remember that flashback.
And he tells him that a good swordsman cannot cut anything. Like, they can choose to not cut anything. And it just, I don't know, something about that
Reverse
I really
psychology.
Like. Yeah, because any amateur, anybody, if you toss up a piece of paper and you swing a sword at it, it's a piece of paper. You're going to cut it. You have to have extreme skill to not cut that piece of paper.
to allow it to just land gently enough and have such
to
control
move it,
over
but
it
not
to
cut
move
it.
but not cut it.
Yeah, so
and to
he
know
really
like wind and resistance and balance and all of that. And
on the brink of death,
a lot of physics there.
He stepped up and he surpassed his limits, which is definitely a huge thing in this. Is going beyond.
And that's what's so powerful about the show.
Yeah, and that fight was fantastic.
Yeah.
Who did Sanji fight?
Was it Mr. It was Bon Clay, the ballerini Bon Clay, right? Wasn't that the matchup?
Yeah, they were
and of
both
course,
throwing
pay
kicks.
attention to Bon Clay because he definitely is a character to watch out for in the future. Spoiler alert.
That was an okay fight.
It was an okay fight then. You forget about him a little bit until he kind of comes back. He pops back up onto the boat somehow later on. Back onto the boat.
Yeah, because he steals their boat. He takes it.
Oh, okay.
But he did it out of love.
That's right. He was saving their boat for them. That's right. So automatically we're now seeing that switch over where a bad guy, a good guy who was recruited to be a bad guy, who's got the powers, obviously his sexuality is in question, not in question. We're not sure, but
I don't think we care.
I don't think anybody cares.
Like,
but we love him as a character, and he's fantastic in the role.
He's cool.
Later on, kind of leads into an area where we, fast forward, and we'll talk about this later. With, of course, a character you're seeing out there all over the place, cards and everything, is Ivankov, Imperial Ivankov, and that's like a whole thing later on. But there's like a whole kind of thing that comes around when that.
Yeah, that's
when that
the perfect place for him.
That's like the perfect place that kind of comes around, and also too, we know that when Kuma comes into play and smacks Sanji, we know a little bit about that, and we're spoiler alerting on that right now too, because he gets sent somewhere, which is interesting because all of that does come together with the characters, all of that. What? You gotta eat. You gotta eat.
And that's why the Bon Clay Sanji fight was boring. They were just sitting there throwing kicks. Sanji's kicking through people's houses with no regard for the people's houses that he's ruining, and it's gonna be hard for them to fix that up. It was a good end to the fight. The end of the fight was good. They had their little moment where it was like, respect. Like I enjoyed the end of it, but yeah, you guys know Sanji's just not my guy. If you like Sanji, it's all love to you.
Yeah, I like Sanji.
He is the guy, but he's not my guy.
Listen, I love Sanji's character because of how attentive he is to
I'm
the
too
women's.
I'm too rider guy Zoro.
And not just that, food is extremely important to me in my life. And I have a very highfalutin palate. So when I eat, it needs to be the best of the best because I'm looking for the wow factor in cooking. I mean, if I'm out somewhere doing something or I have something cooking on here, I got the food channel free in my house. I can put it together and do it myself. But if I'm going to go out anywhere or have a chef come into the house or do anything for me, it needs, I love food. I have a passion for food. It's actually food first. That's my passion. Then you humans out there, because the narrator's got to eat first. And possibly one or two highfalutin drinks.
No, I like Sanji in the live action though, because he's not such a perv. He's just annoying in the anime.
Of course, that's the thing.
It's too much for me. And in the live action, he's actually cool. He's smooth.
Contact
too.
with a lot of those, so I mean, I guess maybe as a girl you can understand it. Maybe you just sort of
it's we already got enough of those guys in the real world. We don't need one of our best characters. But
it does kind of put into spotlight how one of the best people on your crew can be a little out there. There's always one of those, and if that's his quirky little thing and he's working on it, and he's, obviously doing his job. Look, everybody's got their part. Everybody's got their place.
he's at least he's not Brooke where he asks every single time, can I see your panties? Come on,
that
Brooke.
was a little creepy. But I'm gonna be honest with you.
It's every woman.
No, Jburn, you talk about the parallels, okay? I can tell you coming from a woman. Do you know how many times I'll be out in the world and I got it left and right coming at me? I get hit on by guys, girls, couples. It's everywhere. I'm always in a situation where I'm trying to redirect the conversation, or somebody will be around me and maybe somebody will make a comment hey, and I'm like, oh my god, creepy old person.
A lot of Brooks and Sanjis out there.
Whatever. I mean, So the genius of it is he's put them in play because it really is real life out there. And here's the other thing. Even when I come in contact with some people that may say some creepy things or do some creepy things that have me like, okay, you need to stay way out here from where we are. But I'm still such an all characters welcome person, and I understand the human mind and the human condition and the brain is a wonderful and fabulous and crazy place to be. So I want to give all those people out there a blink of a second of a moment of a chance, because even in that element and in that moment, okay, you still have some good things that you can do with yourself in the world. And if you can replace some of those other things with the other things that you're really great at, then that's always a brilliant inspiration at all. That's all I'm going to say about that.
They're experiencing a moment of weakness.
Come back and watch this video and get powered up to do the right thing. That's
should we talk about the Luffy and Crocodile fights? I don't remember them that well.
Okay, so I don't remember all of the fights, but I do remember that obviously Crocodile has got Miss Sunday in play. The reason he has her in play is because they've struck a deal. They're looking for the
phonoglyph.
The phonoglyph.
Well, they're looking for the Crocodile's looking for the ancient weapon.
They're looking for the ancient weapon, so they're looking for the writings that only Miss Sunday can interpret, and that's why they've made that deal. But now it gets to the point where they're at the end, they're in the tomb. That's the fight I remember against him.
Yeah, because Luffy gets his butt kicked every other time.
Luffy gets his butt kicked. In the end, though, Miss Sunday obviously is supporting Crocodile, but then turns and realizes that even in these last moments, he wasn't going to do the right thing and keep his end of the deal. And I think she naively and intelligently saw it coming. But in the end, he knocks her out. Somehow she finds her way out. She has a flashback that after, the fight and after, the thing is destroyed and Crocodile realizes that he's not got the information he originally wanted to. In the end, Luffy's kicked his ass. And of course it gets, known throughout the forest or known throughout the sea that Crocodile, had his ass kicked by a guy named Monkey D. Luffy, a kid named Monkey D. Luffy. And it's the first warlord that he's really ever taken out. But the moment where I think is really important is, because that bad guy's kind of behind us. We'll see him again. He's also on the trading cards, which are brilliant. But what's great is Miss All Sunday is rescued by Luffy, doesn't realize it until after the flashback. And when she realizes that Luffy is a good pirate and he's really trying to be on the right side, she obviously puts it in her head like she at first had no reason to live, but this guy's given her a reason to think that maybe there might be a chance to live. And so she basically, I think she sneaks onto the ship and then pops out.
She sneaks
and
on.
Says, hello.
She forces Luffy to let her join the crew because, again, she had chosen to die during the fight with Crocodile. She had given up and said, I'm good. And he rescued her, obviously, against her will. And so now, as a consequence, they're stuck with her. Luffy has no choice but to put up with her. It's the consequence of the decision he made to rescue her. And lucky for them, she is an excellent archaeologist. And she makes a perfect fit for the team. But yeah, Luffy, battling Crocodile. Miss All Sunday, aka Robin, made the decision when reading the phonoglyph to give Crocodile the wrong information and lie to his face. The information he was looking for was there, and it was in fact, she learned all of it, but she lied to him, deciding from the very beginning that she would not let Crocodile have what he wanted because he was obviously a pretty wicked man. And so he tosses her aside, basically ready to leave her for dead. The tomb that they are in is collapsing. Luffy is getting beat up for the 4th or 5th time. I lost track. He gets lucky. Let's be honest. Luffy gets lucky to beat Crocodile. Obviously his persistence and his determination helps because he would have gave up long ago. But Luffy realizes that the blood that he is losing during this fight, and it was a lot of it, actually counteracted Crocodile's sand fruit, and that water was Crocodile's weakness. So he was able to use the liquid from his blood to land attacks on Crocodile, which he should not have been able to do.
And weird thing, but
yes, without armament hockey, you can't touch Crocodile. So that was Luffy's lucky workaround to be able to beat a guy low key 5 times as strong as he was right then. Just 5 times as strong. Like Crocodile is very, very, very tough. He is not an opponent to take lightly. Like he can handle his own with anybody.
How's he doing as a leader in the game right now?
He's chilling. He's like mid. He's mid. I wouldn't run him if you want to be really competitive. You gotta go up. Right. Yeah, he's B. He's B at best.
All right, so are we going to go forward past Alabaster or past this point where, Miss Sunday's on the boat, and obviously we learned that her real name is...
What comes... Nico Robin.
Nico Robin.
Yeah, we could... There's like a little bit of filler in between Alabasta, which we kind of just went through a good bit with you guys. Definitely want to watch that on your own and really fill it out and get the whole experience. Yeah. But we have a little bit of filler as we head into Jaya. Jaya's not filler, but I think there's a tiny bit before that. And then Jaya's like 20 episodes, 15 episodes, and we go to Skypiea. So
let's save Skypiea for our next episode.
We'll save Jaya and Skypiea because Jaya has some really amazing stuff too. Yeah. I don't want to spoil any of it, but the island of Jaya is really, really fun.
And now I also wanted to, do some more fun stuff here on the show for you guys as well as we wrap up our podcast. As you know, I love these little trading cards. We've been opening them and having openings on the shows and on the other podcasts as well. And now Jburn and I are going to be hitting it tonight and have our party in a box with our TikTok live or Tickety Talk live. I say Tickety Talk. I don't think YouTube actually cares if I let everybody know that we are streaming live tonight and that we have a TikTok channel at the OP Keepers, so join us there if you want to come in and just get in there. You can order from the shop. We love that. We want to open up the packs for you and get all the Altar cards, but we want the fans of One Piece to actually join in on the conversation, on the party. Our channel is different because we're talking about the show, talking about the characters, listening to amazing music as artists ourselves.
Yeah, we jam.
We actually do have just a great chemistry together, and our passion and love comes through. That's what's so great about it. And we've been actually just giving people cards and blessing people with cards who are in queue, opening stuff up. We're adding things to their little packages as thank yous. So that's a great way to start your collections and get into it.
We're trading live sometimes.
Yeah, Jburn loves to trade. That's his favorite thing. Even when we go to the tournaments, he brings his trade books with him, and he loves to trade. It's a very passionate and personal moment for him. He's even willing to trade up and take a card that might be a little bit less just to trade and have the whole experience. We also found these really cool faux cards that we've been gifting to people. I had them sent in the mail by a fan, and when I say a fan, that was me. I went online and I got them from this really cute little place that had them I thought super cheap, but I got them in the mail. I didn't know what they were. We opened them up. The first card of this pack is scratched across the front.
Every single time.
Weird. It's so weird.
Every single time.
But I have them here. I wanted to give both my guys, both my crew members, both Devin and Jburn, a pack of them for being on the show here with me today. And Jburn, you're amazing. And once again, I love to pay it forward and just give people and bless people with these things. So this is for you. You'll get to go home with that as well. And like I said, it's just been such a great experience to be able to be on here, share with you everything One Piece, show off my collection of everything from pops to t-shirts to hats to the cards to the collectibles. I've got books, I've got mats that we play with. We definitely are real people. We are playing in the game. This is fun for us. I know when people are out there, they're like, oh my gosh, that can't be real. They're just getting on for a show. But we are eat, sleep, breathing this because we love it so much. And it's got so many different arms.
Well, not just because we love it so much. For me, it's because we finally have the opportunity to get on the rooftops and scream about it.
Yeah, we really
I'm telling you, 5 years ago, you talk about One Piece, you're getting made fun of, which is crazy because it's always been good. It's always been super deep and well thought out and created with love and quality. But now when you talk about One Piece, people don't scoff at you. Yeah. They don't look away or get
They want to know what it is. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
And I've been passing cards out to everybody everywhere I go, just randomly for no reason, in and out of wherever I am. I've almost been tipping people in a way with them too. Somebody did something for me in the nursing home. I went to go visit a friend and I needed them to do something and I was like, here's a card.
And it's not just the card game. The card game is a huge catalyst, if you ask me, because it's been missing for 24 years. But it's the love that international players and professional sports players, whether it's Olympians or, professional soccer players, doing poses from the show, showing love. wearing the
This is a
outfits
really
when they're
cool shirt
out.
that I found at like, you know, the $5 and I wanted to actually give this t-shirt to you, Jburn. I haven't actually seen you wear a One Piece t-shirt.
Because I don't have a One Piece t-shirt.
Oh, yay! Now everybody has a One Piece t-shirt. Even me. I was giving them out to everybody before, but I didn't have one for myself, so that's for you.
Yeah,
and like I said, thank you for being, you know, my right-hand man on the stream with me. I really appreciate that. Devin has been our navigator, taking us into the YouTube future. Our, of course, mission is to have this loved and shared and followed by all of you. I also have some really great things since it's holiday time, and this is probably going to be the video that you're going to see for the holidays. Ho, 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 Tony, Chopper.
Where did you find those?
So I've got a couple of packs of Kingdom of Intrigue here. These are the fourth series in the One Piece Empire, and they're in English, and I wanted to, of course, with everybody who comes on the show, and each time I get together with my crewmates, I always love to show my love to them and my appreciation for everything they do. So Jburn's gonna step away for a second, but this pack is for him, and we will open it up for you here live. We'll have Devin turn the camera so that you guys can see what we get, and then this is for Devin to take home with him. We'll put that over here with his faux pack of cards, and this is for me. So another One Piece of me. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and for listening all the way this far to allow me to open up these packs, and I will show you what I get. I'm also looking for the alt arts. I am a OP keeper, alt art seeker. I'm a heavy puncher and a treasure hunter. So let's get into it. And thank you guys all again. All right. Jburn, it looks great and it fits perfect. I knew it was the right size. Yay! So everybody's got a shirt now. I'm so happy for that. Like I said, I love to spread the One Piece joy around. And I just want to say thank you to everybody who's spreading that joy around. We all have a pack to open, so we're going to get that video up of everybody opening up their packs. And then we'll also do a video of this opening as well. And what I'm going to do with this, and I hope you stayed to the end of this video and we can get it up and running right away with a small amount of editing, but this collection is from 2023. It includes the deck box, 5 packs of the Kingdom of Intrigue packs, and also a pack of 3 of 13 alt art cards that are available for you to go on a treasure hunt to look for. So we're gonna see what is in here, hoping for the chopper. If that chopper is in here, I'm going to bless somebody on the Tickety Talk stream just before the holidays. So you definitely want to get on there, catch this video. I'm giving you guys enough time to get it up and running and to be viewed and to know that this is coming, and it'll be one of the blessings that I will bless you with from the live stream on TikTok at OP Keepers. So we're also going to bless one of them to Jburn and one of them to Devin. I don't need much, so I'll just take the cards. No, I'll be spreading that out as well and see what's in there. We can certainly use some more cards in our collection. We'll see what's in there. We'll divvy it up and we'll spread that out into some of the thank yous that we're sending your way as well. So without further ado, we'll get that started. And once again, just from the bottom of our hearts, we want to say One Piece, one love, one peace. My name is Nicole D'Agostino. I'm here with Jburn. I am the narrator, my life, my dreams, my story. Thank you, everyone. Okay, kids, here we go. This is my pack of the Kingdoms of Intrigue. It is the 4th set. I'm excited to open up a pack here for you, show you what we're gonna get. Very nice Dillinger, Sanji, Banana Gator, Hanger, Otama, all great cards, absolutely beautiful artwork, as I've been saying all along. A Piece, which we mentioned in the show today, Happiness Punch, great event cards, all value, all treasure. Koza, we also talked about him. Diamante, and Frankie, also a great card. Love this Frankie card. I do have a few of these cards, so I'll be blessing somebody with this also too. So follow along at the OP Keepers, and this might be yours in the future. All right, guys, let's see what you got.
Wish me luck, guys.
Luck, luck, luck. You look like you got the same pack as me. You got a piece in there. You got Dillinger in there. Oh, wait a second. I didn't get that card. Or that card. There's Queen.
Got a Who's Who and
all right.
Monkey D. Luffy. Not bad.
That is nice, my friend.
Let's go.
Yeah, the no dons in the OP04, which is kind of crazy. Do you want to go over there and open up a pack of cards? Let's do it, Devin. You've got these cards to add to his set. I hope there's some treasure here for him. Come on, guys. Like I'm on here. Come on, guys. Come on. Nice. Beautiful cards, though, when you're learning. That's okay. Yakusumaru. Barrier. Oh, there's we were talking about Mr. 13 and Miss Friday. It was numbers and days of the week. That's how they matched them up, which was crazy. King, Jack. I didn't see King. No, that was Jack. Hera. Ooh, a Charlotte Amand. And nice! A super rare Sugar. A beautiful card. She was up, she was down in value, but definitely treasure. That's a pretty card for your collection, Devin. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Now you've got your faux pack here, which is just kind of a bonus pack. There's no real value to it. Just to the collectors, it's kind of fun. Oh, yeah! Jburn, that's the perfect faux pack for you. Now you can add to your collection. Nice. Ooh, that's pretty. Oh, not me. It's hot, hot, hot. Ooh, the Monkey D. All right, so we got another faux pack here for Devin. Let's see what he gets. Again, these are just fun. I don't know how you're gonna, chop this video up or edit it out. Maybe we just go straight through and just hear everybody talking. Super organic, really fun that everybody gets to go home with.
So what?
Fun things. So
explain to me what this is for.
So you got the Usopp. Oh man, I can already see a trade in Jburn's future. You've got Sanji in a faux card, another Sanji in a faux card, and the beautiful Nami. And then there's a really cool one on the back end as well. Ooh, a Monkey D. Luffy. Wow. So I'll tell you what.
I like the whole OG crew.
Yeah, it's pretty much some of that crew for sure. They're the only one missing really.
This is how far I've gotten in the show, basically.
Well, no, you've got Zoro too on your crew. We didn't get that.
Oh yeah. No, I didn't get Zoro. Yeah.
These were fun cards that were just made, I think, at some point in time in Japan around the time of the show at different times. They made these fun cards. Like I said, they're not recognized by TCG. They are fun, really hollowy. We love the shine. Of course, I love the treasure. Again, we are going to open up a really, really fun gift collection box here on the show, brand new, out of the box. We have the 2023 collection, and I will open up some of this for the fans who love this collection and are really, really in love with the alt arts that come out of here. First, you get the deck box, and of course, it's really awesome. There's a Rocinante divider in there. It's got this little cute flexing. I mean, look at how pretty the artwork is around it. There's Crocodile. We talked about him on the podcast today, so appropriately done. And then, of course, you've got 5 packs of One Piece Kingdom of Intrigues and the alt art pack on the back end. This is why it's so much fun, guys, because this pack right here is going to get 3 alt cards in a collection of 13 to look for. And what you want to do is I am going to take, if we wind up getting, there's 3 cards in here. 1 card's going to Jburn, 1 card's going to Devin, and if the Tony Chopper Claus is in here, that is going to be blessed to somebody who comes onto my Tickety Talk shop at OP Keepers and gets in there. When this is shown on screen, we're going to be blessing that your way when you're in queue, and you guys who are out there watching and knowing about it will know what that means as well. So I have the 3 packs here. I'm going to take the pack down the middle, and I'm going to open this one first. Seems to be a good place for me to be. And we've got a beautiful Spiderweb event card. And all right, Colors Trap event card. Beautiful art. Great treasure right there. That's right. Jburn's going to come over here. He's going to open up these 2 packs and show you what we're going to get. Go ahead, Jburn. Rip into them and let's see what we get. Use those hot hands. Cavendish.
And
oh,
Beige.
Capone.
Solid.
Very nice. Very nice. Congratulations on that for sure. So you get to keep that pack, Jburn. And of course, you open one more pack, right? There's two there for you to open, and then Devin's going to come around and he's going to open up the other two. Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, we're about to get into it now.
Let's get into it, that's for sure. All right, we got King. We've got King. Nice card. And oh, the Kaido. Very nice. A beautiful alt card. And of course, Jburn knows the value of that one for sure because he just had one traded. He's got one that he's trading up for that cool, fun new game that we've been playing on the show. All right, Devin, you are up next. Those two packs are yours. And then I'll come in last but not least with the alts and see what we get. That's Leo. The Super Bills. Up, Olin. And an event card. Bad Manners course. All treasure. Very pretty. Very pretty. All right. Ready to go for pack number 2. Eric. Also, Eric was a part of what we just came from as well because he was part of a Pieces arc.
I love that, all these exotic names, and then Eric.
Yeah. I know, so brilliant.
Eric, and then you get Dragon Twister Demolition Breath.
I know, right? Well, just like the world, like we were talking about, parallel. We had, Sue and Joe, and now we have Apple and Phoenix. So, all right, a very nice card. You got Sanji. That is pretty. And I think that's a super rare, right? Yeah. Very nice. All right, so I am going to open up the alt art pack, and I will swing around here, get back and play. Like I said, this is also going to be a beautiful opportunity to get lucky with these beautiful cards. Let's see what we have. What would you like to have for your collection?
Is there an Usopp in that collection?
I don't believe there is, no. So who would be your second fave?
I guess Zoro, but maybe Zoro.
Okay, Zoro. Okay, who would you like to get? If you could get any one of the 13, who would you like to get?
Shoot.
Maybe the Law.
Law Trafalgar's pretty good. All right, well, let's see what we actually get, and you guys can ooh and ah all about it. Are you ready?
Nami.
We've got Frankie. Look at the gorgeous bling and beauty on that card. I want to make sure I'm in frame and that it looks good. So we've got Frankie up. And we've got, come on, Tony Claus. All right, it's a Tony Claus. Okay, so this is going to be blessed on the Tickety Talk live stream shop, the OP Keepers. Jburn and I are going to give that up. We'll get this video out as quick as possible. When you see this on our screen, you know that it will be time. We're going to keep it closer to the holidays, so get on there with us, follow and share with your friends. Now, last but of course not least, a great and favorite character, I'm sure of it, is Ace. We've got the Porcus D Ace here, which is a gorgeous card. All right. So, Devin, since you were really my first mate, I'm going to give you very first choice on those two cards, Ace or Frankie. Frankie is the cola drinking shipwright, and Ace is Monkey D. Luffy's brother from another mother.
Yeah, Frankie got a vibe about him I kind of like.
It is a cool vibe. They're all good. Ace or Frankie is a keeper. Absolutely. Literally, there's no, they're both of them so great. Frankie. All right.
He looks mad good.
Yep. And eventually you guys will have all 13 in your collection. Of course, you probably already have them all.
I have 3, 4 of them.
Oh, okay. So you didn't buy as many boxes as me.
Ace, let's go. Ace is new, though.
All right.
Gorgeous.
All right,
Mad love, guys. Shout out to everybody who loves One Piece, the anime, the manga, the live action, and the trading card games.